Hey guys, I hope you're having a great week so far. I wanted to say how proud I am of you guys for finishing the safety videos. And today I'm going to go back to a little bit of the basics from our classes when we talked about money. Now, the theme for today is just going to be Simple Money Management 101. So it's not going to be anything too in-depth. It's going to be going over some of those basics that we've already talked about in class, and just give you kind of a refresher of money, counting money, the value of the different coins and the different bills, and also talking a little bit about budgeting and how to shop when you are on a budget. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to review the different types of coins and their names and how much they are worth or their value. You might remember seeing this in class, and you might even have this sheet in your binder still. But the first thing that we are going to talk about is the quarter. Okay, so that's the coin that you see in this picture right here. It's the easiest one for you guys usually because it's the biggest one. And a quarter is worth 25 cents. The next coin that we're going to look at is the dime, okay? And a dime is actually smaller than a penny, but it is worth more than a penny. A dime is worth 10 cents. Now we move on to y'all's least favorite coin, which would be the nickel. The nickel can be really confusing because sometimes you can mistake it for a quarter. But it is different, and it's only worth 5 cents, and a quarter is worth 25 cents. So it's important to know the difference between a nickel and a quarter. Lastly, we have a penny, and this one you guys are really great at recognizing and knowing. It's easy because it's a different color and it's pretty small, and most of you know that a penny is worth 1 cent. Now let's review the bills and how much they are worth. The first bill that we are going to look at is the $1 bill. This is easy to tell because you see the number 1 in all 4 of the corners, and obviously a $1 bill is worth $1. Next, we have the $5 bill, and it has the number 5 in all 4 corners. It's easy for you to see that. And the value of this bill is $5. Next, we have the $10 bill. And this one is a little weird because it's got different colors for the number 10 in the 4 corners. But as long as you can see one of the corners, then you'll know that it's a $10 bill. And the value of this is $10. This is another very common bill, and this is the $20 bill. Usually your parents will say, "Here's you a 20 and hand you one of these." So this bill is worth $20. This bill is a less common bill. I can only think of a few times that somebody has given me one of these, but it is the $50 bill, and it's worth $50. This is the bill that we all hope to get in our birthday cards, or we wish we had a couple more of these, and this would be the $100 bill. It is worth $100. Let's play a game where you match the coin to the right name and value. Pause the video so that you have time to match the picture to the correct name and value of the coin, and I will reveal the answers in just a few seconds. Here are your answers. I hope you got them all right. Now I want you to match the bill to the correct name and amount. This one might take you a little bit longer because there are more, so go ahead and pause the video and the answers will be revealed in a few seconds. Here are your answers. How did you do? It's important to know how to count money and how to use a calculator to help you count money. In this, I'm going to have you use a calculator. So if you have a phone, there's a calculator app on your phone. Or if you have an iPad, there's also a calculator app on an iPad. Or you can use a regular calculator. So go ahead and get your materials, which is just a calculator, and let's get started. Use a calculator to count how much change is shown above. Here we have a quarter, which is 25, a penny, which is 1, a nickel, which is 5, and a dime, which is 10. So in your calculator, you can put 25 plus 1 plus 5 plus 10, and it should equal 41 cents. Now I want you to use a calculator to count how much change is shown above, but I want you to do this by yourself. So go ahead and pause the video and see how you do. You should have added 25 plus 5 plus 1 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10 plus 10. And you should have gotten 71. That means that you have 71 cents. And I just realized that I put 70 instead of 71, but the correct one should be 71 cents. Now, in reality, a quarter is not worth 25. It's worth 0.25 because it would make up $1 bill. This is kind of difficult for me to explain, so if you get confused, that's okay, but I want you to try doing it using decimals or that dot that I have talked about in class before. So we have 3 quarters in the picture. Each quarter is worth 0.25. So that's why in your calculator, I want you to put 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.25. Okay? Then a penny is not actually worth 1 on your calculator. It's worth 0.01. So that's why I did 0.01 3 times, because we have 3 pennies. Lastly, I realized that in my little equation, I only put 2 dimes in the equation, but it should be 0.10 plus 0.10 plus another 0.10 because we have 3 dimes. When you do all of this, it should come out to 1.08. That means that you don't have or you have 108 cents, but it equals $1.08. I know that's a little confusing, but just trust me and we will get some more practice with this. Let's do one with bills and coins. You have a $20 bill, a $5 bill, 2 quarters, 1 nickel, 1 dime, and 2 pennies. We are going to add the bills together first. You have 20 plus 5, which equals 25. Therefore, you have $25 in bills. Now you add the coins. So you have 0.25 plus 0.25 plus 0.05 plus 0.10 plus 0.01 plus 0.01, and it should equal 0.67. That means that you have 67 cents. The last step is to add the bills and the coins together. So 25 plus 0.67 equals 25.67. That means that you have $25.67. Try this one on your own. Remember to add the bills together first and then add the coins together, and then take those two numbers and add them together to get your total. Step 1, you add the bills together. So you had a 20 and a 10, and that equals 30. That means that you have $30 in bills. Then you're going to add the quarter, the 3 dimes, the nickel, and the 3 pennies together, and you should get 0.63. That means that you have 63 cents in change. Finally, you add those two numbers together. You add the $30 that you have plus the 63 cents. So your total should be $30.63. It's important for you to understand the concept of money. So money might not seem very valuable to you because you just see it as a coin or as a paper dollar bill. But in our world, in our society, money is what we use to buy everything that we need. So you need to understand the value in your money that you make. And you don't want to just spend all of your money and then you wouldn't have any left. And I just think it's really important for you to understand that your money is valuable and you need to make smart decisions when you are spending and saving your money. Let's look at different ways that you can store or put away your money. You can put your money in a bank account. This is very safe, but you do not give out any of your information about your bank account. 2, you can put it in your wallet. This is pretty safe, but you must keep up with it and you do not lose it. 3, you can put it in a safe, secure place. This is safe, but you cannot forget where you put it or tell anyone where you put your money. So when we talk about a budget, it just means that it is a plan for how much money that you have or that you will have from working, and how much you would like to spend and how much you would like to save of that money. A budget is important for many reasons, but it's mostly important because it's a big part of being an adult. A budget helps you keep track of how much money you are making or that you have and how much you want to spend. A budget is important because it helps you to see how much money you can spend on things like groceries, clothes, bills, and other things. I have found that without a budget, it is hard to keep track of how much money you have spent and how much money you have left. When you have a good budget, it helps you to not spend all of your money on things that you don't need or that you can't really afford. Let's take a look at an example of a simple budget that you could even make yourself. Here is an example. So let's say that your paycheck is $427. You know that you have the bills that you have to pay because you're a responsible young adult. So your rent is $216.67. Your cable and Wi-Fi bill is $20, and your utility bill is $90. When you add all of your bills up and subtract that number from your paycheck, you get what you're left with. Therefore, after you pay your bills, you are left with $100.33. You also know that you have to spend groceries or buy groceries, so you can set a budget for how much you want to spend on groceries. For this example, let's say that you are only spending around $50 to $65 on groceries. Once you subtract that number from what you had left over, you have at least $35.33 left. So that is the money that you can spend on leisure and fun things. But what I would like to do is set a limit for how much you can actually spend on those leisure and fun things. So in the simple budget, it says only try to spend $20 to $30 on fun and leisure activities. Your leftover money that you have will go into savings or into a place that you can safely store money and try and save up some of your money. Let's do a little fun activity about shopping while using a budget. Let's say that your budget for groceries this week is $25. So you're going to use a calculator to see what items you can buy. There are a lot of different things that you can buy, but you cannot go over your budget of $25. Here are your items. I want you to pause the video and do the math, and whenever you are ready, you can see what I would spend my money on, and I'll show you how I typed it all into my calculator. Here you can see the items that I chose to buy with my $25. I chose to get some bread, some goldfish, some sandwich meat, some ice cream, some cheese, and some bananas. Let's look at how I typed it all into my calculator. So here you can see me type in how much each item that I chose costs and add them up to make sure that I did not go over the budget of $25. How did you do? What items did you choose? Let's do one more of these activities. This time your budget for groceries is $30. There's a lot of different items that you can choose, but just make sure you don't go over the budget of $30. Here are your item options. go ahead and pause the video and do the activity, and then in a few seconds you can see which items I chose and how much I ended up spending. I did not go over the budget. Will you go over the budget? My challenge for you today is to take a look with your parents at how much money that you have or that you've been making, and try to come up with just a simple budget. It doesn't have to be hard. It doesn't have to be really long and complicated, but just something where you can kind of keep track of your money and how much you want to put aside to spend on fun things or on new clothes and things like that. Let me know how it goes, and if I can help, let me know. All right, y'all have a great week and have a wonderful rest of your day.